We'll continue with our top focus story from the Supreme Court of India, where there is a big setback for Vijay's Jananayagan. The Supreme Court has now refused to interfere in this release controversy, sent this matter back to the Madras High Court. The apex court has said that the Madras High Court needs to decide on the censor board plea by the 20th of January. In that sense, there can't be any further delay. Has asked the Madras High Court Division Bench to decide the appeal of the CBFC by the 20th of January. The Supreme Court won't interfere in the matter. The producers have been asked to go back to the Madras High Court is to decide the matter expeditiously is what we are learning. I'm going to go straight across to Dharanidharan from the DMK for his reaction, the party's opinion on what has now happened in Supreme Court. The producers, the makers of the film, Dharanidharan, were looking for some relief, and that's the reason why they approached the Supreme Court. But it seems they now have really no other legal option but to go back to the Madras High Court.
I am neither the spokesperson for Vijay or for the movie.
Right.
I'm a DMK spokesperson.
Yes.
But having said it, if you look at the crux of the matter, what one can understand is that there is some motivation for the Vijay's movies not to be released. I will tell an example. It was unprecedented for CBSE to behave in this manner. The cuts were suggested, they go ahead with the cuts. Informally, someone tells them the permission is given, and then they said, no, we are not happy even after the cuts. And then, okay, then immediately they go to the High Court. High Court tells CBFC the movie can be released. The ban was released. But then after the ban was released by the High Court, within 15 minutes, they approached the High Court again. And the Solicitor General of India itself appears. Within 15 minutes, the proceedings begin, and then the movie was again banned. That itself shows there is some agenda, someone very powerful, and I think that is a problem.
There is an agenda is what you are saying, because right now...
And I think I'll underline another point. Another point I'd like to underline is also simple, that why was Vijay invited to Delhi for the CBI investigation when the investigation ought to have been happened in Tamil Nadu, the CBI office in Tamil Nadu, the crime happened in crime happened in Karur, which is in Tamil Nadu. What is the need? This again goes against federalism. This has been the official stand of the DMK, that having the investigation in Delhi goes against the federalism.
Okay. So there are two issues that you're referring to right now. One is the stampede, and of course the other one is the release of the film at this point in time. So no other option really before, before the producers who have to now go back to the High Court. It's a setback really for actor Vijay and the makers of the film. Kovai Satyam is also now joining us. Kovai Satyam, your take on what has happened in Supreme Court with the producers being asked to now go back to the Madras High Court. The apex court has refused to intervene in the matter as far as the release and the certification first of the film is concerned.
No, this is on the expected lines.
Okay.
Many legal experts warned that this could come when they moved to the Supreme Court in a hurry. When the matter is still not completed in the High Court, there is no need to hurry it in Supreme Court. So the misplaced priorities and misplaced approach of the producers and the team, this is what the end result will be. We can't blame Supreme Court.
Relief in Madras High Court, isn't it?
Yeah, it is still in the Madras High Court. It's in the division bench. I think it has been listed on 21st.
Okay.
So when the matter is still pending in the High Court, what is the need to rush to the Supreme Court?
Many say, including, in fact, from the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Congress, interestingly, the DMK as well, talk about how this is being done to arm twist Vijay in a sense. The culture of the people of Tamil Nadu, that is being suppressed, is what Rahul Gandhi essentially has said, that there is unnecessary pressure on Vijay, and this is arm twisting is what is now being insinuated by many political parties, even those, of course, who are...
Vijay,
yes.
Vijay is not the producer of this movie, nor he has acted in this movie in charity. He is a lead actor, and there is commercial transaction. He has taken his fee. So there is nothing more to it. It is an entertainment movie. Not a historic movie, or it has got nothing to do with historical importance or relevance.
Okay, but there would be political overtones is what is being said.
But it is the same DMK which tried to file a criminal case against Vijay for the Karur episode.
Okay.
They tried to take him under their control.
Okay.
So DMK trying to make statements on this movie is nothing but crocodile tears.
Okay.
What they say is different from what they act.
All right. Professor, I'm going to thank you for joining in and sharing your views with us. The DMK should be the last to comment on this and not certainly in favor of Vijay, given that they tried to file a case against Vijay and suppress the TVK and Vijay is what the AIADMK is saying. But as far as the legal matter is concerned, the producers, the makers of the film really have no other option but to go back to the Madras High Court. That is to decide. The Supreme Court says the matter expeditiously. But remember, this is a film that has now in fact been in news because it did not get the certification as was desired. The censor board had in fact spoken about the fact that it can't get in fact, U certification, and that is something that was opposed by the CBFC, who were quick rather to in fact speak with the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court and get a stay on the Madras High Court's own order, which happened just a few days ago within a matter of few hours. The CBFC had been very swift, isn't it, Nalini? And take our viewers through what really had happened in this case when first the film got a green signal, a U certificate, and then of course a UA certificate, and then of course the censor board challenged that order very, very quickly.
Yes, Neha, no doubt that the producers would have been very happy after the judgment had come, rather the order had come from the single judge bench of the Madras High Court. But after that order came in, there's nothing except for setback after setback that is coming for the producers. Because even though Justice P.T. Asha, who was the single judge bench of the Madras High Court, who would ask the CBFC to ensure that a certificate, a UA certificate, was given to the film so that the film could be allowed to be released, the opinion of the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court bench and now again of the Supreme Court has been dramatically different from what the single judge had said. The Chief Justice of the Madras High Court had in fact rapped the petitioners, not only saying that they had created a false sense of urgency, but also questioning them on the announcement of the release date. They had specifically asked the judges in that case, while the hearing was going on before the Madras High Court division bench, had specifically asked why the producers had announced the release date when they had not even got a CBFC clearance or a certificate that was given to them for the movie to be released. So all of these aspects were questioned by the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court. They had also questioned why CBFC was not given a chance to place their counter affidavit before the single judge bench, which is an argument that the CBFC had also made before the Madras High Court. And remember, CBFC had brought in the big guns. It was Solicitor General Tushar Mehta who was appearing virtually for the CBFC before the Madras High Court, where he stated that they had not got a fair opportunity to argue before the single judge bench. And it was on that basis that the Madras High Court had immediately, after almost just a half an hour of hearing, had stayed the single judge order and said that the decision for the CBFC certificate to be granted for the movie needs to be stayed right now till the time that the division bench doesn't hear the matter on merits. Now, what has happened today is that the Supreme Court has clearly directed the Madras High Court to ensure that the matter is heard on merits before the 20th of Jan so that a decision can come by the 20th of Jan. It was a request that was made by the producers that they want an early decision from the Madras High Court so that they can decide whether or not it needs to be challenged then before the Supreme Court of India. But also some big statements made by the producers where former Attorney General Mukul Rohatgi went on to claim that the producers have been ruined, that they've lost everything because of this ongoing battle with the CBFC that has been happening with relation to the film Jananayagan.
Nalini, for many, and all of this would have been lost in translation really, because there is so much that has been said about this film, about political undertones, about the fact that Vijay is getting arm twisted, it's suppressing the culture of the people of Tamil Nadu, etc., etc. What really has been the CBFC's contention? Because first a green signal and then one person from the board essentially spoke about the fact that this needs further study as far as the clearance to this film is concerned. What was exactly their contention at that point in time?
Sneha, is very interesting what has happened behind the scenes in this entire case, because we are, of course, looking at the larger picture, but the smaller nuances in this case. For example, the producers had told the Madras High Court that this entire complaint, on the basis of which CBFC, I beg your pardon, had not granted the certificate, was a complaint that was made by the CBFC member himself. And the producers had argued that that should not be allowed to be done. But on the contrary, CBFC had stated through Solicitor General Tushar Mehta that when only the members of the CBFC have seen the movie and no other person has seen the movie, then only those are the persons who are authorized to file a complaint. Because if some other person comes and files a complaint, then the producers will say that the complaint is being filed without even having watched the movie. So because the CBFC members had watched the movie, which is why one of the members had filed this complaint, on the basis of which CBFC had refused to grant the certificate for the movie. Along with that, another important point of contention, another nuance, is the 6 Jan letter that was issued by the chairman of the CBFC that had specifically talked about certificate not being granted for this movie. Now, the producers had said that this was an afterthought taken up by the CBFC chairman. He was not even authorized to do it. Ideally, it should have gone to the revising committee, even if there were some second thoughts. How can a chairman take a decision without sending the issue to the revising committee first? But on the other hand, the CBFC makers had argued before the Chief Justice's bench that this was a point that was not even mentioned in the petition. And the single judge had went on to order that the CBFC chairman had no jurisdiction to issue this letter in the first place. But CBFC said, how has that relief been granted when the petitioners only did not raise this concern about the jurisdiction of the CBFC chairman in their petition? Of course, the producers even told the Supreme Court today that the letter had come about after the petition had already been filed, so they couldn't include it in the petition, but they did include it in the oral arguments. But this was one of the stronger points that CBFC had raised before the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court, also stating that they were not given a fair chance to place their counter affidavit before the single judge bench. Today, of course, before the Supreme Court, the CBFC, Sneha, didn't have to argue at all, even though they had filed a caveat, which meant that they wanted to place arguments before the Supreme Court decided. But there was no requirement for them to do so, because the bench had already decided that they're not going to interfere in the matter. From the time that the hearing began, it was clear from the kind of questions that were being raised by the bench to the producers that the Supreme Court's not going to interfere. In fact, within the first 2 minutes, the Supreme Court had told the producers, go back to the Madras High Court, and whatever you have to say, you can say before the Chief Justice. Of course, Neha, at the end of the day, we are expecting for the matter to end up before the Supreme Court, because no matter what happens before the Madras High Court, the opposing party is going to knock on the doors of the Supreme Court for the same reason that you pointed out, that this issue more about being the release of a film or grant of a certificate to a film has now become political, where we have no lesser than Rahul Gandhi, who is the leader of opposition, himself tweeting that it's the central government that is trying to restrict or refrain from the release of this particular film for political reasons. But of course, the court does not go by politics. The court, whether it be the Supreme Court or the Madras High Court, is going to decide on the legality of the petition, and it remains to be seen now by the 20th of Jan what happens.
You know, in